So my name is Makan Abazari. I'm trying to produce a video. Hopefully I don't get hijacked by different mind control groups who usually hijack me when I'm typing on the internet or when I'm writing, sometimes when I'm writing. But the video and audio like this attract them pretty much and causes difficulty for producing a video. Also, they disturb the images and the quality of the video, like they change the proportion of the face when we take the photos with camera, so it makes it very difficult for us to produce a video. But let's start with this one and see if we can get far. So today I'm going to talk about geopolitics and the world order. See, so Earth, there's America, and then there's Western Europe, and China, South Korea, and Japan. One of the primary goals that America has been having for decades is to limit the trade, or the lucrative trade and lucrative business, to Japan, South Korea, and then to Western Europe, trading with America. Everybody else being oil producer, material like mining, or like in Africa, and some of them have become some technological capabilities. Then over time it expanded to China, and it became also Germany after fall of the Berlin Wall, and Eastern Europe also slowly picking up. But there are also Nigeria is the recent one that is growing up. So why are these nations at the edges of the Eurasia-Africa? Why the other nations are not advancing? You see, this Korea, Japan, China are at the far east, and Europeans are at the west of the Eurasia. And then there is America, which is separated from them with 2 oceans. And they're trading with each other, and the rest of us are not producing economically, financially, and in other means. They're all suppressed. So I'm going to tell you what is going to be the next world order, or at least what we are fighting for, and we'll be fighting for it. There will be a land-based trade system, the same way America has very interconnected system of roads, railroads, and communication between states, metropolitans, and industrial area, like Rust Belt, Industrial Belt, car manufacturing belt. We want to produce the same thing in Eurasia, meaning we connect India to Iran, and with roads and railroads, and from there to Europe, and also same way from China come to Iran, and from there to Africa and Europe. We're also connecting Russia to Iran. Well, Iran located at the crossroads. So if you see Iran, they sanction Iran, is because they want to fight back the land-based trade system and thus actively weakening the Eurasian countries. Thus they are sanctioning Iran. But the most valuable nation under Eurasia, on the geopolitical scale, is Iran. We are excluding oil and natural gas, just the location that roads, railroads, and gas pipelines can go through and reach in different regions of the earth. But they are like sanctioning Iran and doing whatever they can to avoid this. It doesn't have anything to do with Hezbollah or missile program or anything like this. Iranians have capability to fight top 2 armies of the world for like 5-10 years and survive. So missile is not even a thing. They're just lies to have Iran sanctioned and out of the world economy, thus weakening again China, India, Russia, Africa, and many other nations. So it's gonna be our next world order. Not only we will build roads and railroads with the help of Chinese that are building railroads, we are still building roads, and we produce a land-based trade system. But there is another system we are going to also build, and it is called Indian Ocean trade system, and it would include Indian Ocean, right? Yeah, include India, Persian Gulf, Arabian Sea, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Yemen, and then Somalia, Eritrea, and then comes down to Eastern Africa, and then countries after the first countries, because Eastern Africa is broken apart in a way that produce barriers. So we want to have secondary countries like Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, and other countries also in this trade system. This trade system also continues to Australia, to Indonesia, Malaysia, and hopefully to South China Sea nations. And this will become an interconnected system where countries are producing and exchanging, and they develop, they advance, and they will become part of the industrial supply chain. Now, we don't want 100 industrialized countries. We want 100 industrialized country, like every single country become fully industrialized. Instead of G7, we have G100. No, we don't want that. So we're gonna have lucrative businesses for different countries and local capabilities distributed between a couple of nations like Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Kenya. Each have parts of the capability and produce these parts of industrial supply chain. And they have services, and then there is, exchange of currency internally and globally. Circulation of currency, producing more wealth. So I have $1,000. Instead of sending it to China, I send it to Mozambique, and from Mozambique to Kenya, and from Kenya to Zimbabwe, and use the same currency to produce productivity, wealth, and comfort several times before I import and export to China, or to Iran, or to Australia, or to Saudi, or to America. And this wealth, regionally, we want to have regional capabilities between a couple of countries for Africans. But for like Australia, we want to have them like same way in this industrial supply chain. And then we get to Middle East. Middle East will become, part of this Indian Ocean trade system and part of the land-based trade system. And we have lots of force to enforce our wills. These big guns and big powers. And then there is land-based trade system, and then there is Mediterranean Sea. We have why the southern Europe is, have problems financially and, politically. They're always, talking about stuff that does not benefit them much, and these struggles between politicians in parliaments and Congress, and topic doesn't change. Migrant crisis, this crisis, I don't know, like Brexit. There's no other conversation. Or why? Because they are also interrupted from progressing. The same way with Iraq government, where they are not able to make a coalition. We want to start a Mediterranean-based trade system and industrial supply chain, meaning Italy will be a very important country, and Libya will be a very important country in this. And then there's Turkey, Greece, Italy, Spain, Algeria, Morocco, Libya, Egypt, Tunisia, Israel, Lebanon, Syria, Iran, and Turkey. And these will be trading with each other in a way that there is, lots of capabilities and lots of industrial supply chains again. Industrial, or there are many type of products. They don't like us talk about anything other than cheese and soybeans, because if I talk about industrial supply chain and how system works, people get idea to do business, and the system expands, and they don't like it. So cheese and soybeans. Forget about like plastics. That plastics become other things, and then the car tires, and then the nano-ingredient products, and then it's melting, smelteries and making parts. Then there is parts for airplanes, for ships, and then there is shipping industries. They don't want to talk about this. Then there's lots of other things. But the most important part is the land-based trade system, because we want to revive Central Earth. What is Central Earth? It would be Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkey, and just Middle East, and then becomes Egypt, then becomes Central Asia, it becomes Balkan, it becomes Caucasus, and Kazakhstan, and then the Eastern Europe. These are considered Central Earth. Also India. So we want to have a continuous trade system between these countries and continuous connectivities. So they do exchange and trade, and they take part in industrial supply chain and world economy. So we need to build up these countries that are like in some sort of sleep because of classified, so they don't get involved in these projects. And it's very important to have them in these projects, because Central Earth has been weakened for 7 years, and the world order is changing. And what we want to revive here is Central Earth. When the Central Earth revives, not everyone have to trade with America. Why? Because everybody has to export to America, and America's role is to acquire national and private debt. Everybody owes in America. The country owes, because the world order system we have is everybody exports to America. East and West exporting to US. But we want a system that there is other places to export to, other places to trade with, and thus fix the world economy. Trump's strategy is very short-sighted. They just want to destroy Chinese economy and have problem with Europeans, and then America and only America. We're not gonna have that. We're gonna break America if we continue on that. We will have a global system where the world economy expands by 100-200% just simply by involving more countries in the lucrative businesses and economic progress. And is it basic? No. There's like lots of transit, industrial parks, new cities, new towns, And then there is global environmental factors which we can fix. You know, the weather warfare, but we don't want to talk about it in this video. We can also increase the rain and what do you call it, farming capable. We can farm in these lands if there is more rain, so they can support more peoples. And thus we build new metropolitans, new cities, new industrial centers, and we can also ourselves calculate and organize them. So we don't need like people like sitting and do the how do we share these things between these countries. We can do it ourselves, like this much product by Russia, this much product by Britain, well, it's other system. Well, this much product for East Africa, and you export it to back and forth between these countries, and you have industrial supply chain, and it produces job, prosperity, wealth, advancement, beautiful cities, and we can also fix the environment. We can bring the Garden of Zion or Garden of Eden back to earth, but what we got is these separation barriers between nations. Palestine and Israel issue is also just, what do you call it, symbolic of all of our else. That's why they always pay attention to Palestine-Israel issue, because that's called Zion, and then it's separated between people. There is discrimination and there is war. Which part of Zion had war? Everybody was in peace. But now we have countries that have only rolled off walls, barriers, blocking trade and integration of nations. We don't want this to continue, and we want to fix this. And I have the authority to say we shall do this. Now, this mind control who helps me to say this is something else. They can just suggest, but I can order it, and we're gonna fix this earth. And yeah, my name is Makan Abazari. I said M-A-K-A-N, and the last name is A-B-A-Z-A-R-I. Anything else? Yeah, this is my name. And I hope this video came out good, because they disturbed the videos and even my audio, and they also mind control hijack me. So sometimes I'm not controlled by myself, sometimes I'm controlled by others. Everybody is mind controlling theirs, but let's not have these conversations.